everyone. We are back. The Dorkvision stream continues now. So, last time, uh, the party ventured forth to find the center of these Kruthix hive to find their queen, whoever's laying all these eggs, so that they can put a stop to their spread. But what they unintentionally found was that their hive was inside of the maw of Darganon himself, the colossal purple worm that carved out these tunnels in the Underdark, and ventured inside. In a gross few hours later, they have now emerged into a wide open area filled with tons and tons of Kruthix, and even after fighting a whole horde of them, even more are starting to spill forth. That is where we are now. We are still mid-combat. So, top of the round. Well, it is Peggy's turn first. Peggy is controlled by Zumasu. Where is Peggy? Where did I put her? Oh, she's right in the middle. I see her. Gotcha. All right. Have at it, Peggy. The Kruthix to the south, that purple ring, is a stinking cloud caused by Artemis. The blue area to the north is a remnants of an ice storm cast by Juliana, and Amon currently has his swirling necrotic energy of spirit guardians, as well as his spirit weapon active. That's where we're at now. The spiky things, yes. Alright. She is shooting into melee, so she does have disadvantage. That is still a hit, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does deal the damage automatically, and nope, that one is just barely alive, it seems. That is another hit. That one will do it in. After two close combat shots, Peggy fires off that Kruthik that was right near Zumasu. It falls dead off of the large intestine there, the extra large intestine. Alright, Amon, it is your turn. It looks like the Kruthiks are going to arrive soon. They seem to be arriving from all angles, from what you can hear. That'll hit. Roll for damage. Oh, and then it needs to make a wisdom save. Hold on. Gotta move this dude. Wisdom. Yeah, it succeeded at that one. Alright, your spirit weapon collides with the Kruthik, but it is unable to hear your toll of the dead until it regains itself. It is Grovel's turn, it looks like, and Grovel is going to head over here, right where your spirit weapon is, and try and launch an attack. Whole barrage of them. Thanks to Grovel's pack tactics, that is a crit. Okay, and both of them hit. So the thing is going to make a con save. Let's just do that first. Against the poison, it failed, so it's taking poison. And what is that? D8. 8 rolls an extra D8. Okay, well, not the best of crits, but that is a total of 11, 22, 23 damage to this bad boy. Which is enough to do it in. Grovel heads over and smashes it with his Morningstar, and then his Mace of Spores with a cloud of spores, it chokes upon them and dies. Awesome. That'll learn ya. Anywho, uh, at initiative 20, a bunch of Kruthiks appear. And let's bring them into this layer. There we go. And let's add them to the initiative. Actually, wait. I'm remembering now what we did with this initiative. We did left and right, didn't we? Right, where did those guys get added in? Okay. Either who, these guys have appeared, and they will go during the other Kruthix' respective initiatives. Boom Crash, it is your turn. The Kruthix have started popping out of their holes. Sorry, what? Yeah, you're breaking up a lot, Boom Crash. You might want to just use the chat. Also realizing I'm oriented in art mode right now, so I just moved my keyboard into a better place. It's like, wow, this is strangely annoying for me for some reason. We heard that one. Ouch. Splinters. Okay. Are you just gonna Eldritch Blast the nearest guys? Sounds good. Uh, okay, since these are right in front of you, that is going to be disadvantage, I believe. So we will do it on... You got it? Yes. Unless you move away for... Okay. But that would provoke attacks still. But that does still hit. And you are able to knock it 10 feet away. Against that one, no. You're still being attacked, but your barrage of Eldritch Blasts both land for a total of 17 damage. Boom. That Kruthik is not looking too hot. It is now bloodied. Anything else for you, Boom Crash? Okay. Then, Mao, it is your turn. Okay. You can try, I suppose. You do not technically have advantage, so that will not hit. But you can attempt that perception check you were inquiring of. From this vantage point, you are looking out over the area. There are many different exits to this room. There are a few larger tunnels amidst the just little 5-foot kind of nests that they have. There are some exits here to the north, just north of you, then a little northwest of that, up here and here. And then there's another few tunnels to the west over here and over here. I don't know if you were able to see all those. You can tell that there are tunnels there. The other main tunnel that you can see is right in front of you. there is a big fleshy mass that seems to be the continuation of Darganon's body. Sure, we all understand that reference. We all in fantasy characters know this reference. Ah, there's a lot less people, though. Alright, well, next, it is Artemis's turn. Artemis is still concentrating on that stinking cloud, but that doesn't mean he is not totally unequipped. He's going to cast Acid Splash on this pair of Kruthix over here. And they're going to make a Dex save. Okay, well, one failed, but the other one succeeded. Um, so the one is going to take... How much is Acid Splash? Let's find out. Okay, it's 2d6s, and he dealt... Wait. That's strange. Well, he dealt 5. We're using the first value. Not sure how it was programmed in that way. So one of the Kruthix is merely bloodied. Good job, Artie. Didn't do much. Okay, next is Ostric's turn. Ostric is being controlled by Jewel. Boom Crash. If Boom Crash can hear me. Yeah, they might be gone. Okay, well, Ostrich, then, is going to circle around over towards this thing. Actually, that one's in the aura, so, I mean, that one's probably going to go down. It does look fairly weak. Ostrich's going to instead skirt around and go after this thing, leaping into the chunks of ice and snow that have been left by the ice cloud. And Ostrich's going to not cast. Sure, they cast Sword. And they get 1 hit for 8 piercing. And they're going to end. It is now some of the Kruthix turns. It is the left side Kruthix turns. So, let's get into the thick of it. These dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just going to go that far. It had to dash to do that. This one is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and shoot at Ostrich with its spikes. And get 2 hits for 10 piercing damage onto Ostrich. Then, these dudes are going to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. This one's going to start climbing up the large intestine and shoot spikes at Mao. Oh, it is fine. So 5 piercing damage, it looks like, from 1 hit. Any responses to that? They are spikes. Okay, you can use your Gloves of Missile Snaring to reduce all of the damage, so that's good. You snatch it in your hand and toss it to the ground. The other one flies past your face. Meanwhile, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is going to... What is the range on those spikes? It is 20 feet or 60-foot range. Credit card. Well, it can shoot at Amon with disadvantage. Well, both of them with disadvantage. Okay. Well, it's going to try and shoot at Amon. Oh, actually, it's negated thanks to pack tactics. I forgot. So that's good. Yep, one of them hits. The other one does not, because Amon has godly AC. So we'll deal a bit of extra damage. Amon, you take 11 piercing damage, and then I'm going to need a concentration check. Meanwhile, these Kruthix are going to go. Okay, success. Easy, easy. This Kruthik is going to attack Ostrich, and it fails with one of its stabs. Its second stab also fails. This youngling Kruthik is going to head over, try and get in on the action. It uses all of its movement and stabbies with pack tactics, which is going to be 2 hits on Ostrich. Ostrich takes another 9. I'll deal that to Ostrich now. Okay, and I believe that's all the left hand dudes. There's a lot more right hand dudes to go. Juliana, being controlled by Mao, it is your turn. Oh, it's no longer difficult terrain? Oh, I didn't know that. Thought it just remained for a while. Let me check. She only has one level 4 spell slot, yes. She still has, well, she doesn't have a ton. Okay, sounds good. That will hit. The icy blue ray collides with the Kruthik, dealing 12 cold damage. It recoils in pain as it sort of curls up like a spider and then shakes it off. It is not bloodied yet, but it has taken a hefty amount of damage. Anything else from you, Juliana? All right then. It is right side Kruthik's turns. Okay, let's bring around the rosy. We got these dudes who are incapacitated. Let's see if they do their saves again. So I'm just going to roll for these 2 young Kruthiks. That looks like 2 fails. Let's go for the adult. And another fail. They are all still coughing and spitting in place. They do nothing. Stinking Cloud is a pretty stinking good spell, it turns out. Okay, these Kruthiks are going to pile on to Boom Crash with their pack tactics. Okay, one of them, actually both of them hit Boom Crash, unless you have any reactions, Boom Crash. None? Great. I know, I know she's probably disconnected again. I think she's also already used her Entropic Ward, so I don't think she can use it again until rest, so I think she doesn't have any. So she's going to take 13 damage. Do that on her now. Meanwhile, this other Kruthik is going to scuttle after Boom Crash as well, after it was just blasted by her Eldritch Blast. With its pack tactics, one of those hit, because I think she has more than 15. Oh, for some reason it says she has 13 AC. That's not good. Is that true? Do we know? Her character sheet says 13. Yeah, she has a lot of health, but... Okay, well then that's unfortunately 11 damage to her. Um, although, I'm now wondering... Do. Okay, darn. I was checking to see if shield was a thing that could be done, but nope. Not so. That's going to be minus 11. Right? Yeah. Boom Crash is now at 34. Meanwhile, this tiny boy is going to attack Zumasu. And it hits somehow. That's 6 piercing damage to Zumasu. I know, he didn't need it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. This one is crawling towards you as well, Zumasu. It doesn't get very close, but then it starts launching its spikes at you with pack tactics. I said twice. There we go. So, twice, that's 2 hits, one of which is a crit. That's going to be extra d4. Please roll the dice. Thank you. That's going to be 15 piercing damage from this boy. Meanwhile, another one crawls up and heads right up to you. Hi, Boom Crash. You took 11 damage. I did it to you. Oh, and your character sheet it's listed as 13. In which case you should have 6 more health. I'll add 6 more to your health. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think that sounded right. Anyway, this Kruthik is attacking you, Zamasu. Stabbity stab. Oh, I am on fire tonight. Sorry, guys. So you're gonna take 5 piercing damage, Zamasu. Wee bit. Um, they're done. Oh, you know what I never did? I don't think I did this dude last time when the left Kruthiks were happening. So let's start his turn, which means he's starting in that region. Oh wait, it's wisdom? I did dex out of instinct. Okay, well, he takes half. But this might still kill him. We'll have to find out. It still kills him. This Kruthik is hit with so much necrotic energy that his body parts just start falling off, and it wastes away in the torrent of souls. It dies. Uh, the Kruthiks are done. Next, it's Rizzo's turn. Under Amon's control, Rizzo, I believe, has no more potions left. She just has her poison dagger and her wits. That'll, ooh. Actually, wait, you're attacking the young one? The red one? Because that hits them. Nice. That's enough to kill it. Rizzo runs up and stabs it, pumping it filled with venom. Well, herb-based poison. Alright, Rizzo backs up along the large intestine and goes into a little crease in the wall. Zumasu, it is your turn. You are on high ground. I'm going to say you're like 5 feet above everyone else. The Kruthiks seem able to climb this no problem. Okay. Negate that pick-tac-tax. That'll hit. That'll kill it. You slash away at that tiny little thing. It squeals and tumbles off of the intestine. On the backswing, you get another hit. For, well, that's 7 damage because it added the crit. Yeah, and it adds the magic damage. Cool. It takes 7 damage. It is still looking rather healthy. Okay. It tries to stab at you with its Raptorian claw. It misses as you tumble down, probably slide down the intestine right into the earth next to this other one. Artemis says, I think I need to loose another fireball, guys. I'd back up to me. If you want to heat him, that's up to you, but that is what he has just exclaimed. Meanwhile, it is Peggy's turn. No, shooting into melee is if she's 5 feet, within 5 feet of it. Yeah. Hello. Oof. Well, uh, Peggy kills this dude with a flash of light. She has another attack if she wants to line up her next shot. that is unfortunately not enough. This radiant light dissolves on its armor. It shrieks at Peggy before re-engaging with Boom Crash and Zumasu. Okay, it is Amon's turn. Bonk. It attempts to swing at that Kruthik. And hits. Awesome. It takes 10 necrotic damage. Necrotic damage, right? As it slams in. Oh, force. As it slams into that Kruthik. Alright. On that one. Got it. Okay. Wisdom. As per usual, no tolls per dead paid today. All right. Well, you've moved your torrent of spiritual guardians. Let's move to Grovel's turn. Grovel is going to do. I think he's going. I don't know what he should do. If I don't think he. I think he'll trust in Artemis and try and get everybody out of here. He says, "Guys, come on, back up here so Artemis can launch another one of those things." And then he's going to kind of like put his stuff down and take out his crossbow again and shoot at Zumasu's little friend there. Where is there? Crossbow. I clicked the button. Please do it. Okay. Okay, we'll count the first one. Okay, that's going to be a hit. 8 piercing damage to this Kruthik. It is now bloodied. Next, Boom Crash. It is your turn. Yeah, because it's too close to you. Um, yeah, that one's sort of on the other side, but Zoom also tries to cover your exit. Alright, it tries to attack. Uh-oh. Okay, it wasn't letting me click on things for a second. That's worrying. Bet a lot of people are playing Roll20 with some sort of virus going around. Okay, that is going to miss you because you have 16 AC. Zim also didn't even need to do anything. I'm assuming this means an Eldritch Blast is coming. So jot that down. There it is. Old Faithful. And it was worth the wait. It is knocked right out of the Spirit Guardians, but it hits. 12 force damage. The second attack is not so fruitful, but this thing is on its last leg. It is squealing in pain on the ground, and it just barely manages to get back to its feet. Okay, if that's it for you, then it is Mao's turn. Not really up there, you're kind of like announcing your presence. Mao can also disengage as a bonus action. But She's also already moved about 30 feet, so you did use one move action to get here. Okay. Well, the attack isn't with advantage, but you did hit. And you do apply your sneak attack because somebody is within 5 feet, so that's a total of 20 damage. That thing goes down lickety-split. It goes launching for Ostrich, but you slash it down to the ground in rebuttal. Alright. She can bonus action dash. Alrighty. It is Artemas's turn. He is going to kind of head over here and go, "Muddy thing, get out of there!" And he starts preparing a fireball. You can see it rising in power in the palm of his hand. It is Ostrich's turn. What do you do? Let's fire this place. I don't know why I did that in Ostrich's voice. Alright, let's do this then. I'm going to launch a little fireball. Right on... Is that on the map layer? God damn it. Whoop! No! No! Nope, that's not on the map layer. What layer is that circle on then? Why can't I grab it? Okay, well I grabbed it. So, I can get all of those Kruthix. I'm just measuring with it. So I can get all of these Kruthix. They're all going to need to make a save as the fireball launches from Artemas's hand and lands. Let's do dex saves. The ones that matter. Okay, we got 1 success and 2 fails. All of the other Kruthix do not have enough hit points to withstand 8 d6s, unless they're all 1s, so we'll see. $28, yeah, it was not all 1s. So, small Kruthix die, small Kruthix die, small Kruthix die. This Kruthix at the top is the one that succeeded, because I just went in clockwise order from the top. So he's going to take 14 damage. He is still standing. He's fine. This one in the middle is going to take 28 damage. He is now worse off than this one. And the one in the stinking cloud is going to take lethal damage. It dies coughing and spitting and also now on fire. Artemas will keep concentrating on that stinking cloud just to use it as a sort of area effect. But otherwise, it is now the Kruthix on the left's turns. Alright, this one, up on the top, is going to screech and leap down to where Ostrich is and make some attacks. No pack tactics, but I think that's 2 hits for Ostrich. So, that's going to be 9 piercing damage. Then this one is going to head over here and launch some spikes at Juliana. Okay, one didn't hit, and another did hit, so 4 piercing damage. Juliana, Juliana, you have 5. Oh, that's not gonna help anyway. If you shielded, you could have gotten +5 AC, but then that would have still just barely hit Juliana's AC of 15. Okay. Well, either way, this other one is going to go and attack Juliana, so we'll see if there's a use for it. That's going to hit. And that's going to hit. Juliana takes 16 damage on top of the 4 from the last attack. So that's 20 total damage to Juliana. And with 6 squares of movement, this other Kruthix is also going to attack. Why not? This time, it's pack tactics time. Oh, that's a miss. And that is a hit. So Juliana takes another 4 piercing damage. This is the pack tactics. Juliana and Ostrich are being swarmed. It is Juliana's turn. Do you want me to go add it all up again? 4. On top of the 20 from before that. Okay. It is Juliana's turn. Alright. Juliana steps through the cold mist and reappears up in the near the stomach area. So that is a bonus action. Well, you've already cast a spell, so you can only do a cantrip or an attack. Against what? Okay. We'll do the first one, which is a hit. So roll for damage. 7 cold damage, and that thing's speed is reduced. It is not bloodied yet, but it's getting there. Okay, next it is the right side Kruthic boys. Well, let's see what these boys have gotten into this time. This one's going to leap over towards, let's split its attacks between Zumasu and Rizzo. Oh, yeah, it just entered that space, huh? Well, let's see if, actually, yeah, no, it's going right for Zumasu's heart, and it's physically impossible for it to make this save because you roll 3 dice, see. So it leaps in and then dies instantaneously. Please delete. There you go. But it was going... Yeah, its claws were like going right for your neck. It was about to crit you. Um, Meanwhile, this one is going to leap down towards Rizzo and attack. Well, you didn't. No, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't have to. I actually don't know. Well, I think he means the target is the attacker, but I think it's. I think he just needs to be within 5 feet of the person he's protecting. Like, it is 14. All right. Well, Rizzo takes a total of 16 damage. Meanwhile, this one is going to enter this space and leap down towards Zumasu. It's going to attempt a Wisdom save and succeed, so it takes half of this damage, which is not good. Okay, it takes minor damage as it speeds through the evil soul-sucking stuff, and it's going to make one attack against Zumasu. And that's gonna hit you, I think. That's 5 piercing damage, and then it's gonna do one over towards Rizzo, which is also going to hit either way, which is another 8 to Rizzo. Okay, these dudes are done now. So next, it is Rizzo's turn. Rizzo is now surrounded by Kruthics, which is honestly the state of most people. So what would you like to do, Amon? Stabby stab? Oof. Right. It clatters away Rizzo's dagger, unfortunately. So, any further movements from Rizzo? None? Any further movements? Okay. Sounds good. Next, it's Zumasu. Sure. That's gonna hit. And deals 7 slashing damage. It is now bloodied. It has taken a grievous wound. That one does not. Unfortunately, that is a miss. Anything else, Zumasu? You leap into Rizzo's space. threatening these two creatures. Peggy's turn. Controlled. Yes. Uh, I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's a miss, unfortunately. Another miss. As Peggy's climbing, she's shooting at it, but these slippery intestines are throwing off her aim a bit. It is Amon's turn. Your spirit weapon screams towards that Kruthic and hits. Max damage, which is 12. Gnarly. Okay. You toll the dead on this creature. It attempts to resist with its alien mind and fails. That's the first time that's happened. This one has all of its hit points, so it's going to take 13. Okay. Uh, Anything else, Amon? Okay. It is Grovel's turn. Grovel's going to rush over towards this Kruthic and use his Morning Star and Spore Mace that he picked up off the ground. Get away from my friends! And he hits one of them, and it's actually the Spore one, so it needs to do con save. Actually, hmm. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So that is a success. It only takes 7 bludgeoning damage from that. Grovel's gonna stay there. Boom Crash, it is your turn. It looks like this one and this one are the healthiest. The rest are bloodied. Okay. That is not gonna hit. Oof. Your rays are the swarms of like spirits are getting in your eyes. You can't quite get the head on this nail. Anything else from you? Mao, 'tis your turn. Alrighty, that's gonna hit. Sneak attack damage. That is 25. Yeah, 26 with the necrotic damage. Yep, you rush over towards this one, and while it is engaged with Zumasu, who is trying to fend off both of them, you stab it right in the side. It bellows and dies. And yeah, that's that. Anything else from you, Mao? Hey, up here! Mao yells. Make an intimidation check. Find out. It does not. It is fully buying into the fact that you are a big thing it must kill. So it is going to try and attack you next turn. It is Artemas's turn. Artemas peeks out from behind Boom Crash and says, "Take that, you little fiends!" And he's going to acid splash these dudes. Each one is going to try a dex save. Both failed, so they're each going to take 8 acid damage. And now they are both very almost dead. Please, finish them off, Warlock! Um, Next, we have Ostrich. It is their turn. Grovel also can shout at Ostrich, saying, "Hey, why don't we pull it into this misty stuff next to it?" But Ostrich misses with their first attack. You have a second attack if you wish to try and use that to do so. Okay. All right. Ostrich is swinging and missing. Meanwhile, it is the Kruthik's turn. Uh, it is the left-hand Kruthix, which is most of the Kruthix. These guys are going to start their turns. This one cannot live, so that one will die. This one will certainly try. Yeah, it fails. I think it's going to die. It dies. Even with the 6, it did die. Um, all right. The swarming necrotic spirits have taken out those two. Meanwhile, this one is going to leap over towards Ostrich and make an attack. Stabbity stab. Oof. That's 4 piercing and then a crit. So that's going to be extra d6. So that's a total of 15 damage to Ostrich. Meanwhile, this one is going to attack Grovel. There it is. With a crit! Turns out when you roll a lot of dice, there's a lot of chances of crits. Okay, Grovel is going to take 14 piercing damage. Grovel actually hasn't taken any damage, so that's pretty good. Okay. I think that's all the left-hand boys. There's not too many Kruthix left. Juliana, it is your turn. She certainly can. Sure, as long as you're 5 feet away, you won't have disadvantage. That's going to hit and deal 9 cold damage. This creature is now bloodied. Oh, alright, it is the one on the right's turn. I'd say that's inside of the aura, so let's do that. Makes a wisdom save, attempting to resist the spirit's pull towards the grave, and I believe that's a fail. So it takes 3d8 damage of the necrotic variety. A fine vintage, 11 damage. Okay, it's going to... there's a lot of people to attack, but it really wants to attack Mao. So it launches 2 spikes up at her. And one of them's a crit. Oh, you can do that. Well, let's see what the total damage is that you're trying to prevent. Okay, you did reduce all of the damage. You scream at it to attack you, and it launches 2 spikes. One flies up into the air, the other just snatched in your hand. You toss it to the ground. Okay. I'd say more like crossbow bolts. They're kind of stout. Rizzo's turn. Oof. Unfortunately, not a hit. Zumasu, it is your turn. A miss. I don't see a second one. Now I do. Well, first one was a good one. Let's do that one. That's a hit for 10 slashing damage. This Kruthik goes down. Distracted by Mao, you are able to take the advantage. Rizzo clatters against her its shell, but you find purchase in one of its crevices and kill it. Then you rush over towards Ostrich and Grovel, taking on 2 more of the deadly creatures. It is Peggy's turn. Peggy has a good vantage point. She's able to shoot over the heads, especially the one near Grovel. Okay, that's a hit. 11 radiant damage. It is now. Yep, you launch 2 bolts and they go over Grovel's shoulders just as it's starting to actually deal some damage to him, and he finally is able to take it down with Peggy's help. And Peggy, if you're moving, let me know. You move. Okay, it is Amon's turn. Oof, a miss, unfortunately, with the spiritual weapon. But you still toll the dead. It attempts to resist the call to the grave, but it is unsuccessful. It has taken damage, so it takes a whopping 24 damage. It has not many hit points remaining. Single digits, if I had to put a number to it. Okay. If you are done, Grovel's turn is next, and he's going to hit it with his Morningstar. He's going to hit it with his Spore Mace. Oh, Pack Tactics, that actually hits. So Grovel heads in, clatters on its armor, but then his second hit with his mace cracks its head open with a cloud of spores. There are some other Kruthiks in this area, but they are like back in their nests, and they are not approaching you guys. They seem to be wiser than these other Kruthiks. There are no further attacks. God bless America and you. So what would you guys like to do? Right? Okay. Is it maximized by Rizzo or a bitch one for you? 9 hit points, which is almost max, so that's fair. Alright, Ostrich guzzles a healing potion. Zumasu uses the Might of Hyronius to lay hands upon those who have been injured. A holy light invigorates them. Guys, I don't think we can stay here for too long. We gotta get moving. Mao, you were scouting out the area. Where to? Ah, of course. The anus. Ugh. Well, let's find out. Ugh, ew, ew, please. Ugh. Please, enough with the... Oh, I am lagging. Oh, please, lag lord. Okay. Okay, so everybody heads down there. I think it's because all of these little characters are moving. Eat. Okay. Please don't lag. There we... Okay, come on. Okay, let me open the door for my good friends. Okay, so you guys head over towards the anus-looking structure. It's a kind of muscular opening, much like the esophagus that you were going through earlier, but you are able to push back a bit of the flesh and see beyond it. Sure. You stealth in as softly as you possibly can. You enter upon an area that is filled with fleshy nodules at the bottom of a large slope of like a sort of cartilaginous rib cage. Um, Below, you can see hundreds upon hundreds of glowing orbs, much like the eggs that you've encountered in the rest of the halls of Darganon. There is a large hulking figure in the dim light, even with your dark vision, like the edge of your dark vision, and it is hulking in a pile of green goo. Yeah, in fact, it's all grayscale, but forget that. There's a bunch of hungry eyes looking at us from these holes. We can kill their queen, maybe it'll be enough of a power play that we can intimidate our way out of this. I don't know. Ready in action to when you see her come back? Is that what you mean? Okay. Okay. You start stalking along the edges of this large tunnel. There's a lot of watery noises echoing throughout this chamber. The water itself is almost dimly glowing. It kind of reminds you of the liquid that filled Venom Canyon, to be honest. Come upon the scene. There are several piles of these eggs. A few adult Kruthix are rooting through them, and they seem to be tending and caring for these small, precious orbs. Meanwhile, the large one is just kind of hulking from thing to thing, letting out these bellowing kind of chitter noises for something of its size. It does not seem to have detected you as of yet. Okay, I'm gonna have you make a um, perception check. Okay, so are you just moving normally? Okay. As you step over towards this way, your foot lands in this water, and it burns you and scalds you as if it is acid. You take some damage. Take 12 acid damage as the acid immediately starts burning away at your leather foot pads. I'm going to need you to make a constitution saving throw to try and not yell out in pain. Okay. You are able to resist the urge. Look around and nothing has detected you yet. They are three-dimensional. They appear to be peeking out of the water. Uh, okay, they are made of flesh. They cannot be penetrated unless you. It's just kind of an island. It's not high enough to hide behind. Okay. After a while, it kind of like roars at the Kruthix near it, and then it starts heading off this way. It's stomping in the water, and it doesn't seem to be affecting it at all. It crawls over here towards this pile. It's going to try, well, not try, but it's going to see if it can perceive you. Okay, so with your stealth check of 21, it does not perceive you, but it looks in your direction, and you kind of like duck down and kind of use a cape to like cover yourself, Frodo style. Yeah, sure. You basically just look like flesh, and all the eyes kind of like close for a second, and it looks around, and it goes back to what it's doing. All right. You kind of like tiptoe running along the flesh nodules and leap over the acid pit. I believe that you have enough jump distance to do that. Ooh, your strength is kind of low. Uh, so you can go 12 feet. Yeah, you can make it. You can make it. So you rush up and tiptoe along these things and then try and assassinate it. Make an attack roll with advantage. You hit its AC by 2 and deal 41 damage to it. You run up its armored back, and before it can even tell what's going on, it like looks to the left and right to try and see what's on its back. That you rush up with your scimitar and stab it into its neck. It lets out a horrifying shriek, and then blood starts pouring out of this creature. And you start to run back. All of the other Kruthix in the area start awakening, and yep, you guys heard a giant shriek. Let's roll for initiative, shall we? I cast Crusader's Mattress! We will all rest tonight! Tonight we rest in hell! Alright. Yeah, I did. I'm rolling for all these boys. No, I'm not rolling for them. So if you guys would like to and can, that is fine. Okay. Has everybody rolled? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go in turn order as far as things go. Amon is waiting. Peggy is waiting for Mao to react. Meanwhile, we got this Kruthik witnessed the attempted murder. Um, hold on, I forgot to I was so excited I forgot to minus this thing's HP, which is important because it was like 41. Okay, this one starts chasing after Mao. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it launches 2 spikes at her. It misses one, which just lands in a nodule of flesh. The other one also narrowly misses you. You see them whiz past your face. Meanwhile, the large, hulking creature takes its turn. It turns around and is going to head over. What's its movement speed? Okay, cool. Cool. One. Uh-oh, I'm lagging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is going to head right up to you, Mao. And it is going to try and stab. With its 2 giant forelimbs, it stabs into you. You uncannily dodge the effect, which didn't roll for damage for some reason. There it is. It's 13 damage, but you have it with the uncanny dodge. So you only take 7 damage. And it ends its turn. Another Kruthic leaps off of its pile, goes right up to you, and starts attacking with pack tactics. Oof. And that crit is going to deal 13 damage to you. So the same as the other one. Cool. It is... so Rizzo is waiting for Mao's arrival as his Boom Crash. Uh, you did, but you guys were waiting until Mao came back, so I'm kind of putting you guys as sort of surprised as they act. Mao is not surprised, obviously. Um, Meanwhile, we got... Which one is that one? This one. This one's just going to dash. Then this one is just going to launch its spikes at Mao. With 1 hit, thanks to pack tactics, for 5 piercing. And Mao, at the 6 initiative slot, would you like to disengage? Mm-hmm. Zumasu, you see Mao scrambling up the slope of Ribcage, and she is screaming, "Guys, come in now! Come in now!" And you activate your Crusader's Mantle using your reaction. Meanwhile, now is actually your turn, Zumasu, so you can freely go. You now have Crusader's Mantle up as well. Okay. Then, Amon, it is your turn. Okay, Amon emerges through the muscle and begins to swarm once again with those spiritual death things. They spin around him rapidly, this time stronger than ever before, using his upped spell slot. Anything else from you, Amon? Alright, we have created the Venn diagram of doom. Now, It is Peggy's turn. Peggy sees Amon and Zumasu rush in. Uh, Let me check. She has 25. She's a gnome. She- That is not. That is a large tumor against the wall. Hmm, not without a check. It's like, it's not a hill. It's like a hill that's vertical on the wall, like jutting out of the wall. That's what we call a climb check, yes. Sure. In third edition, this was a feat. Athletics, yes. Peggy scrambles over near Mao's feet and then starts climbing up the slippery, slimy walls. Unfortunately, she can't get enough footing to get up there. Uh, it looks like the DC would probably be about 15 for that, now that she's tried. Uh, from where you are to where they are is a slight slope. Okay. Meanwhile, it is some Kruthik's turns. The the large hulking creature, uh, screams on a sort of attack call at these things, and one of them starts moving forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It sees like this sort of range of necrotic energy, and it's sort of like backpedals in anger at it. But it's going to launch its spikes at Zumasu, and then one at Amon. No pack tactics, so the one that goes for Amon does hit for 7 piercing damage. Unless somebody wants to impose disadvantage somehow. It launches a spike towards Amon, but Zumasu deflects it with his shield. So Amon, you actually don't need that damage or that save. Good. Meanwhile, it is the creature's turn. This queen starts hulking towards you guys. It roars, deliberately avoiding the aura of sorts, and then it starts to rear its head, and it's going to launch an acid spray out of its mouth, which is going to be each creature in a 15-foot cone, which is only going to get Amon and Zumasu. So, I'm going to have you guys make a dex saving throw. Yeah, you're 15 feet away from it. Yes, it's not magical. You do not have advantage on this save. He does get +4. Uh, yeah, you guys did fine, so you're going to take half damage, which is 4d10s. You both take 12 acid damage. It sprays on top of all of you. And I believe that's a success, just barely, because that's half the damage was 12. So Amon is barely able to contain concentration. Well, I guess it's a save, so yeah. Um, all right. Next, another Kruthik. It's going to head up here and shoot Spike at Zumasu, Spike at Amon. We like we like to share in the pit of despair. Unfortunately, none of them hit. Sorry, fortunately, none of them hit. I forgot him. I forgot him on your side. It is Rizzo's turn. I don't think she has any more left. I can't recall. All right. Okay. Rizzo backs up against the muscle fibers there. It is Boom Crash's turn. Yeah, it's lagging for me. Look at them, look at them figure out this radius. The little arrows darting about like flies. Right in there. Okay. I think that'll get. You're trying to include this dude, the far end as well. Should get all of them. Oh yeah, actually all of them. Okay, so you toss your bead out into the center of the area. There is a vibration as the acid water splashes to make way for a fireball. They're all going to make saving throws. The big one does not succeed, so that's good. Let's do the other four little boys. Got a success, a fail, and a fail. So I'm going to say the two guys in the far end, uh, these guys both succeeded. They were just further away from the blast. Meanwhile, these guys failed. So roll 8d6. It's a lot of ones. Uh, all right. Well, we got 18 damage on the queen. We got 18 damage on this dude. We got 18 damage on this dude. And we got. Yeah. Yeah. On the on the end of on the end of your turn, Boom Crash, this creature is going to take a legendary action and start backpedaling. It starts recoiling back into this sort of lair area and starts roaring once more. You can see that there's a bit of movement coming from further within. The eggs appear to be hatching, and a swarm of younglings are emerging from the eggs. Uh, Meanwhile, it's this little boy's turn. This one's gonna come up and be a little friend. Actually, one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, he can get pretty close. So he's gonna, the standard: shoot one at Zumasu and one at Amon. Tanky's in the front. Okay, one of them's gonna hit Amon, which Zumasu, you've already used your reaction, so this one's gonna hit 7 piercing damage to Amon. They're gonna need a con save. Okay, success. The concentration has been maintained, which is good because it hasn't done anything yet. Uh, Juliana, it is your turn. Oh, I'm realizing I never rolled for two people's initiative. Just add, yeah. Okay, so Juliana's just moving there. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Next, we have Zumasu. It is your turn. Better hope your AC holds. Right, that is not going to hit. It was a good hit on the flesh beneath it, though. Another stunning hit to the flesh beneath it. It squeals at you. Alright. Amon, it is your turn. Nice. Okay. Everyone, everyone gets 7. I'll let you guys handle that, since none of them are my NPCs. Um, and that one. Let me see them go. I think that's a success for you. Alright. You start walking towards them, now getting them inside of your evil aura, as it were. Okay. Now, it is Peggy's turn. Okay. She launches her radiant crossbow and hits. And so does it deal additional damage from any sort of mantle of crusading? Okay, it is not looking too hot. Another good blow will probably do it in. Oof. Fortunately not. Second attack pings off of it. Next, it is actually this dude's turn. He starts his turn. He succeeded, so half damage, which is enough to kill him. The necrotic energy collides with him as he roars at Zumasu, and it dies. Okay. Next, we have a swarm of younglings that has just freshly emerged from these eggs. They start moving out. Squealing near the queen's feet as they rush towards you guys. That's about it for them. It is Grovel's turn. Who? What? And he adds himself to the initiative and starts going. I thought we were waiting for Mao. What? Yeah, I forgot to roll for his initiative. So he's just gonna rush in here, wielding his 2 melee weapons and just yelling, "Ah!" And he's gonna rush towards this thing. Yeah, I'm kind of giving him an extra move action. And he got 2 hits anyway. So that's gonna be total. Yeah, I just need to make a con save for the thing. Okay, it succeeded at the con, so it doesn't take 1 poison, but he's gonna take an additional 2d4. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 13, 18 damage to this creature. This creature is on its last legs. It only has a sliver of health left as Grovel beats down upon it. Get away from my crew, you fiends! Guys, come on, let's get after this goddamn nightmare and end this thing! and he ends his turn. Meanwhile, it is the Hive Thing's turn, and it's going to attempt to recharge. It failed. Okay, it is instead going to launch its spikes at Amon with Pack Tactics. And that's one hit with Pack Tactics, is going to be 7 piercing damage. Then I'm going to need a con save. I did it, bro! Okay, success. Meanwhile, the Hive Lord creature is going to backpedal slightly back into its lair. Um, Meanwhile, whose turn is it? Okay, it's this one's turn. It is going to attack Amon since it has those sweet pack tactics, but it's in the thing, I just realized. So I don't think it can survive. It's just going to die. Rizzo's turn. He's going. Rizzo rushes in with her poison dagger and gets a crit. Yeah! Oh, actually, yeah, it's two. So it's a total of 3d4s and 2d6s. So roll 2d. Uh, so roll 3d4 extra and 1d6 extra. Okay, so that's 9 plus 9. That's 20 damage to this Kruthic. Damn, Rizzo has some good moments. She's like critting and just happens to roll a lot of dice when she does. Uh, yeah, she stabs it right in the side, and the poison starts like sort of getting boosted by this necrotic energy, and it is kind of having a chain reaction effect inside of its poor body. It is Boom Crash's turn as Rizzo circles around it. Hmm? All right, where's that gonna get? It's okay, we got something for this. Put that on the map layer. Cool. Yep, these oily black tentacles start springing into existence. And they start slapping at things nearby, and trying to grasp at them. Uh, yep, he's just barely in the range. The swarm is not quite in the range, and it can't be grappled anyway, as it is a swarm. But it could still take damage, I believe. Okay, next it is this Kruthic's turn. It is going to attack Rizzo. Didn't like that. Oh, it's also starting its turn. Herp derp. We need to do that first before we resolve this. I will always forget. It fails, so roll for that sweet damage. 16 damage. Yeah, it launches an attack towards Rizzo's throat, but it collapses into a heap as the poison necrotic damage has done its work. It dies. And it is Artemas's turn. Is it safe for me to come in? Is that it? Way down there? All those tentacles? That's horrifying. um, gonna take sort of 2 move actions here. And then I'm going to cast. Uh, mm, any, okay, I can use another one of those. I'm going to create a watery sphere. And he conjures this, per the spell, a sphere of water that appears. I do not have a spell effect thing for this, but let's just do a little blue ball. Um, okay, so it is a 5-foot radius sphere. Let's draw it. Didn't want it to be a square. Please undo. Please undo. please do the thing I'm telling you to do. Well, it normally does. Okay, delete, delete. Cool. It's going to do it over near that Hy-Vee. Okay, so, sphere can hover but no more than 10 feet off the ground, remains the spell's duration. Any creature in the space must make a strength save. On a successful save, the creature is ejected from that space to the nearest unoccupied space. Huge or larger creature succeeds on the save. Oh, okay. Change of plans. I did not read the spell correctly. It is a huge creature, and I cannot grab the spear because Roll20 is a bit of a bitch sometimes. Please. Please. Oh my god. Okay, I can move it this way. Here, let's just put it over here on this dude. Let's just suck him up. Okay. It's going to make a strength saving throw. I've never used this spell before. I just saw it. It sounded cool. God damn it. So it fails its save. It is ejected into a space. On a successful save, it is ejected into a space. Failed save, it is restrained by the sphere as it engulfed in the water. It gets a new saving throw each turn. You can hold up to 4 medium creatures, and you can move it 30 feet each round. Okay, so he is going to move this. Just kind of, yeah, into the thing. He's going to move it into the tentacles. Good job, Artemis. That was the end result. So this is a pretty cool spell now that it's basically a Bigby's hand except made out of water. Okay. Good job, Artemis, at wasting everybody's time. Mao, it is your turn. Oh, okay. Well, it did enter its space. Or is it enters on the first time during its turn? On a turn. So it's fine. It will make a dex save immediately. Well, it succeeds. Uh, yep. Okay. Mao, you have moved further down the slope. Okay, yeah, you can create that in that entire area. So each of those creatures, as you toss your fireball bead, how many more of those things do you guys have? All right, the fireball bead lands and explodes. Let's do dex save. Okay, the queen succeeds. This dude has disadvantage. It rolls. There it goes. And fails because of the disadvantage from being restrained. The swarm. The swarm completely fails. Okay, so roll 8d6, my sweet summer Mao. Yeah, don't roll an 18, which is 10 below the average. Got it, Mao? Ah, there. Oh, You know what I told? You know what I explicitly told you not to do? You did it. You did it. No, it's the same exact number. Oh, it's more ones, I think. It's same number though. Okay, dude in the water is gonna take 18 damage. Uh, this thing is going to take. The swarm is going to take 18 damage. Uh, the big dude is only going to take 9. It used its shell to kind of shield some of the blow. Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. It's cool. Uh, there is a fire that is singeing some of the eggs, yes. The eggs are actually quite on fire and quite flammable. Inflammable, actually. They are both flammable and inflammable. Uh, this dude, at the end of Mao's turn, is going to launch a disadvantage spike attack back at Mao. It is beyond its normal range, so it is at disadvantage. It fails. It is going to try it again and fails because of the disadvantage. Just launches them from the back with its legendary action. These two huge spikes like land near you. But otherwise, if you're done, it is Ostrich's turn. Okay, Ostrich dashes into the scene and skids to a stop near Zumasu. Wow. Meanwhile, it is the Kruthik's turn. The one in the bubble and the tentacles. Most things worse nightmares, even Kruthik's. It is going to attempt a dex save, which I did click the button. Doesn't seem to be going. Click it again, just in case. I didn't click it well. Okay, it fails. It is now restrained not only by the water, but also by the tentacles. Um, okay, it is going to take 3d6. 5. That is half of the average of 3d6, which is 10. Uh, this poor Kruthik is dying a very slow death. Okay, it is going to try and free itself using its action, but it can only try and attempt to free itself from one of these things, but boy, it'll try. Fighting for life here. Actually, well, okay, so it escaped from the tentacles, I guess, because that's the dangerous one, but it's still floating around in this globe of water. Um, yeah, and it's in the tentacles still, so. Okay, it is Juliana's turn. It's not as great range as Firebolt, but it's still good. All right, was that at the queen? All right, that is going to miss. It has 20 AC. Giblet comes into the room, almost all but forgotten. Um, I know Giblet was probably near Juliana the whole time. So ping where you want to move Giblet. Giblet has, I think Giblet can move there with a dash. I'll say that. Giblet moves beyond this way. There appears to be another swarm far in the distance that is emerging from the eggs as well. Um, the rest of the area seems rather empty. It just seems filled with acid. Yeah, I was just explaining. Okay, Zumasu, it is you. It is. Mao found that out clear enough. Yeah, you can get in threatening range. Then everybody will have to follow you to get the Crusader's aura. Zumasu rushes past the Avard's black tentacles and the globe of water and the swarm of Kruthix, heading off towards the Hive Lord. It turns towards him with a chuckle. Hey, ugly. Okay. Okay. It is the swarm's turn. The swarm is going to move into this space. So it's going to. Okay, that's fine. It's going to make a very bad wisdom save. Okay, well, it gets half. And it's going to take 10 damage. As many of the Kruthix are battered, the sheer numbers of them start to overwhelm the what's it called? The Spirit Guardians, and it's going to leap onto the most people that it can. This is the most people it can. Okay, let's do some attacks against each creature in its space. Okay, thanks to its pack tactics, with itself, it actually hits most of you. Who's it hitting here? Ostrich, Rizzo, Juliana, and Mao. Each of you guys are going to take 15 piercing damage. You certainly can. That'll reduce it to 8 for you. And Ostrich actually has a reaction too that we haven't used yet, but Ostrich can try and negate this attack for one of these people, if they would like. Okay. As a Kruthik is lunging towards Juliana, Ostrich uses their, what did I call it? Counter strike. Yes, of course I did. Okay, Ostrich is going to make an attack with whatever weapon they're holding against the swarm. Okay, that is going to hit. On a hit, the target's attack is negated, and you get to deal damage to it. So that's 8 damage. It normally would be pushed, but since it's a swarm, it kind of isn't. So the swarm continues to swarm underneath of you guys, but Juliana is saved by Ostrich. Now, Mon, it is your turn. I'll check for you while you distribute. Yeah, 60 feet. Yeah, because you moved like 60 feet. Alright, that was your bonus action. Oh. We have sufficiently grabbed that one Kruthik. Oh, I know what he's doing. He cut out, but I'm assuming he said Dimension Door. Amon leaps up behind you and says, "Be useful," and grapples you, and disappears in a cloud of sulfur. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it wasn't letting you do that, but Amon, you have teleported into a region that is containing acid. I'm gonna have you make a dex save. hmm you perhaps couldn't see it because of the tentacles in the way, but any of this green area contains acid. Are you? The yellow things are the auras are rather confusing because it's opacitying over everything. Uh, yeah, we can just do that. Uh, I I don't know what to tell you, dude. This river area, it's it's maybe roll 20 has shifted where you're trying to place it for you, because yeah, no, the egg pile is right here. That's weird. So I think you guys might see a different thing. Do you think you guys can refresh? I will refresh if it looks the same for you after you refresh, but I am just don't want to. That would have been really annoying. You know, I wonder if it's because I accidentally shifted the map at one point and then I like shifted it back because I was trying to grab something on that layer. But but it shifted back for Mao and Zumasu. So, okay. So, you guys are over there now. Cool. You've cast Healing Word as a bonus. You've Dimension Door as an action. You're ending your movement, correct? Peggy, it is your turn. I don't know. There's a swarm of them over the NPCs, those poor fellows. Like, fuck those guys. uh, that was Peggy, right? No, that was. Oh, with her scimitar, okay. It's like, huh, that's a weird. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's very different damage. Okay, that'll hit for 7 radiant damage, which hits the swarm normally. Uh, check. That does not hit. Their AC is 16. But he did do 7 to them. Okay, it is the. Is this swarm's turn again? I think. I'm checking because it's highlighting that swarm. I know. Yeah, I think that I switched these two swarms. Um, so it's this other swarm's turn, which is deeper in here. It's gonna go 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, right onto Zumasu. It did enter that space, so we will have to do that. It's not gonna die from that though. Okay. It succeeds at a save. It takes 9 necrotic damage. It makes several attacks against Zumasu, but he manages to deflect most of the blows. But there's a lot of them. They make additional attacks. Uh, just one. It's 17 piercing. The 8 is if it's bloodied. I made that mistake last time. So you take 17 piercing damage, and it ends its turn. Next, Grovel's turn. Grovel is going to go towards this area and attack the swarm from the side. Uh, with pack tactics, he hits. Yeah, he hits with both, and he hit with the one that does multiple dice of damage. So let's do that. The swarm succeeds at the save, but he deals an additional D4 because bases aren't great. Oh well, 10. So 18 damage to the swarm. This is unfortunately halved. So that's 9 damage. Because the swarm has resistance to such normal damage. Okay. It is Big Boy's turn. Now there's plenty of people around. Let's attempt to recharge. Okay, it hasn't recharged its acid spew yet, but it's going to see that some dudes have teleported behind it, and he's going to take a stab at you. First at Mao. Roll the damage. There it is. Okay, that fails. Then he's going to attack Zumasu, spinning around, this time with pack tactics. And fails, because you have high AC. Yep, these two gigantic forelimbs crash into the ground, splashing acid everywhere. Okay, I'm going to have Rizzo take her turn. Okay, that is gonna hit. She starts stabbing at the swarm surrounding her, and she deals 7 damage to it. The piercing damage is halved, so it's a mere 6 damage. Okay, is she moving? Okay, it's true, you could spread out. Alright, Rizzo does draw an attack of opportunity, so that's gonna be stabbity stab. That does hit her because the swarm just has pack tactics on itself. So that's going to be 15 piercing to Rizzo. She is at 1. Oh, whoops. I progressed the turn order. It is Boom Crash's turn. There you are. Alright, that is going to hit. 9 force damage. And that is also going to hit. For 9 force damage. The swarm is taking heavy hits, but it is not dead. Many of the swarms, many of the Kruthiks are like getting killed left and right. Its attacks are now weakened. Indubitably, I suppose. I'm just going to, perhaps, Artemis is going to take the watery sphere and just drag it over here. There's probably only a few Kruthiks left. He's going to try and kind of suck them up into the watery sphere, which can hold a max of 4. Um, so I'm going to have the swarm, even though it normally can't be grappled, I kind of base this on about 8 young Kruthiks, and there's about 2 left. Uh, Okay, he sucks up one of the Kruthiks uh, into the watery sphere, and it is now restrained. Um, then he's going to make a bit of an acid splash on this thing. Actually, acid's probably not going to work on these guys. Uh, Poison spray instead. Why not? So they need to make a con save. And they failed. So poison spray deals 14 damage, which is actually enough to kill the swarm anyway. So Artemis kills the swarm after they are sucked up into this watery orb. He just kind of spits some poison out from his hand into the watery sphere, and it just kind of fills it, and they start choking on the poison that is the only thing they can breathe. Uh, Yay! And now it's Mao's turn. And Amon's threatening it anyway. Yeah, that's gonna hit. Just barely. Okay, and with sneak attack damage, that is 21. It takes a massive hit as it went towards you to strike you and then went to go turn around to strike Zumasu. You slash at its legs, and its leg comes clear off. And it lets out a gigantic roar as it splashes into the acid. Um, yeah, is that your turn? Okay, it is Ostric's turn. Ostrich fires their short bow at the Kruthik thing and hits for 5 piercing. Natural 20! Roll another d6. Hey, Ostrich, how do you want to do this? The arrow flies true. There's like a camera over the shoulder shot of this arrow, like following it as it ripples throughout the air, undulating, and then it flies straight into its skull, right towards its roaring mouth. And it lets out a horrendous shriek as it just starts to crumble and die. And that is that creature down. The last Kruthik in the globe of water just kind of is spit out and dies, choking on the poison. The orb is just kind of being touted around by Artemis. Meanwhile, the youngling swarm is still there, so we will need to take care of that. Juliana, it is your turn. I actually forgot about the swarm until now. Ray of Frost. Okay, that is a miss. Zumasu, you are still surrounded. Good fucking job. You have a second attack. Actually, yeah, I was about to say that would be a hit, but the natural one kind of overwrites that. Okay, that is that is another miss. It's the swarm's turn. Unless you want to risk an attack of opportunity. Yeah, it kind of has it no matter what. I kind of called it swarm tactics because it's a swarm of creatures that have pack tactics. It just always has advantage. But working together. All right. Just one if it's an attack of opportunity. Two. Hmm. Okay, it is its turn. It starts nibbling. Um, so what's your... Okay. You take 14 piercing damage. It then continues its assault. It does hit. It's not a... Oh, okay, yeah, it's not a crit. That is a 20, but that's not natural 20. So you take a... Actually, you're down anyway, so that's two automatic death saves, because it's a... Yeah, but he's unconscious and prone, so he's... Yeah, he's... Oh, he's got the parry apt. Hmm. How does that work? Does he just infinitely not die? He, so he can still accumulate death saves. Okay. So he has two failed death saves. Conveniently, it's Amon's turn. Okay. So Zumasu, you have been healed. Okay. So let me click. There we go. Okay, it fails. So that's 13 necrotic damage. Full brunt of it. It is Peggy's turn. Uh, so Zumasu, I think your aura is no longer there, the Crusader's mantle, if you needed to concentrate on that. Ooh, it didn't. So it needs to do that. It's not gonna have died, but I forgot it was there. I was focused on killing people. It fails, so it takes 14. It is now bloodied, though. So there's that. Peggy, it is your turn. Natural 20! Roll an extra d8. Well, 7 damage. Not bad. Roll again. Alright. Not a hit. It's Grovel's turn. Grovel is going to head down here and kind of do like a running little hop and just get there. Uh, yeah, he's underneath this globe. And he's gonna shoot his crossbow at the swarm. And hit for 2 damage, because it's halved. Okay, now it is Rizzo's turn. What would she do? She has 11 strength, so she could make it across that gap if she wants to. Okay. Yeah, because she was at 1. Okay, the swarm takes damage. It's going to take a total of 7. It's getting down there. Boom Crash, it is your turn. Swarm is piling on top of Zumasu and Rizzo. Pew pew. Yep, those will hit. And that one will hit too. Minus 14 and minus 7. That's a lot of damage you got there. Uh, the swarm is not looking too healthy. It is Artemas's turn. He's going to come over here, and he's going to Misty Step over here, emboldened by his allies, right here. And he's going to Poison Spray. Pew pew pew. Well, it's not an attack, but that was a very impressive one if it was. It's going to attempt a con save. Natural one, so I guess it kind of makes sense. And it takes literally exactly 15 poison damage, which is enough to kill the swarm. Artemas points his hand out, and a spray of poison just sprinklers over all of them, and they all start to cough and die. Ha, that wasn't so hard, was it? Well, good. So, the tentacles go away. Artemas as well kind of takes off his globe of water thing. Okay. You guys collect yourselves a bit amidst the smoldering wreckage of this half of the room's eggs. The Hive Lord's like large body taking up this entire area here. Um, sure. I mean, Artemis has fire. Actually, Artemis doesn't have fire spells, just the fireball. Um, but and Boom Crash has firebolt, so she can. Boom Crash starts pointing and spewing firebolts all over the place. This takes several seconds as she has to keep like casting the spells. Um, ooh, heavy lag for some reason. Ooh. I'm assuming hours because I'm plugged in. Yeah, yeah. Probably the people upstairs. Probably the you know, eh. It's everybody's quarantined. Everybody's watching streams. Hopefully this one. Um, so, you guys are torching all of the eggs over time and collecting yourselves. Grovel is like conversing with Artemis and whatnot, and Rizzo is like kind of exploring the area, like looking at all of these strange creatures. She's looking over the queen, and she like starts poking around it, seeing if there's anything useful that she can salvage from it within it. Um, when she suddenly pipes up and goes, "Hey guys, um, you, you might be interested in this." Well, I mean, there's a lot of eggs here, so we kind of assumed, but I don't, I don't think this one's female. And she points to like something on it that you guys don't really comprehend. You guys hear a gigantic roar coming from elsewhere. You look towards the mass of eggs at the other end of the pool of acid, and it starts to pour out even more eggs. And then the entire wall begins to swell before it finally bursts, and a gigantic, angry creature emerges from the other side. It is massive compared to the other one. It has several forelimbs. And it roars, dripping acid from its maw. And Grovel just kind of like looks at it and looks at you guys. Um, guys, should we get out of here or should we stay and fight? All right, everyone, to your battle stations. Let's kill this mother. All right, let's go to the top of the initiative once more. Amon, it is your turn. You never know, I confuse those a lot. That's always a good sign. Okay. Did Grovel get healed at all? Okay. Cool. Bonus action. So what else? You hold up your jangling bells and cling them in its general direction. Uh, let's see how good it is at this. Pretty good. It resists death a lot, being a creator of life and all. Okay, anything else from you, Amon? Alright, Peggy, it is your turn. You're on the far end. You have just seen this thing burst through on the far end of this chamber. Alright. Her minimum range is 80 feet, by the way. Oh. Do you want me to do this? Did that help? Okay, now you're just barely in range. Doesn't. That one also doesn't either. Yeah, this thing looks like it has just as much AC as the Hive Lord did. Okay, is Grovel's turn. Grovel is going to kind of head over here a bit. What is the range? Okay, so Grovel can actually use their crossbow to shoot and miss. Well, that was a failure. I give up. Um, it is now the Kruthic Brood Queen's turn. It is going to move 40 feet. Please do this for me. Oh, so it'll just move here. Okay. It is going to multi-attack. Actually, might be able to reach you guys. Yeah, I can actually reach anybody here. Okay. It is going to attack with 6 of its forelimbs. We'll do 2 at each of you that are in its range. 6 of its forelimbs. Yeah, yeah. 2 at Boom Crash. Okay. Uh, you give her disadvantage on the first one, clattering one of its forelimbs away from Boom Crash. It misses. The second one hits for 10 piercing damage. It's then going to go after you, Zumasu, and hit you for 10 piercing. A second strike comes for you for 9 piercing. There's nobody nearby. It does not have pack tactics. Then Amon, it's going to strike at you with 2 of them. And one of them hits for 9 piercing damage. I'm going to need a concentration check. Yes. Thank you. We actually talked about it entering because of the movement, and then we just didn't do it. It fails, so it's going to take 18. Okay, so that is a success. And next, it is done. It's Rizzo's turn. See, that wasn't that bad. All right. Be an item transporter. Boom Crash yells, "Reach for a potion in my bag! Give it to the big lug over there!" And she's like, okay. And she starts fumbling through Boom Crash's bag, searching for it. Finally pulls it out and hands it to Zumasu. Okay. Yeah, you have to use your action to do so. Okay. Meanwhile, the Kruthic Queen roars, and you guys hear a skittering coming from around you guys as Kruthics start emerging from the side tunnels. Let's add them to the initiative. Proper like. And whose turn is it? Rizzo's. Okay. Next, it is Boom Crash's turn. Sure. Uh, she is, I believe she's just huge. Okay, you launch a fire bead a bit beyond her so that it explodes. As she sees the eggs go up in flames, she screams in anguish and tries to block some of the blow with her claw. She is just going to automatically succeed at this save using one of her legendary saves. Um, roll for damage. She's going to take half. Yep. Hey, look, it's that number we like. See, it's not you. It is, but they were different rolls because this one was only 4 ones. Allie's was 5 ones. Well, if it makes you feel any better, she's going to use one of her legendary actions at the end of your turn. Yeah, that looks good. She's going to spew a line of acid using all 3 of her legendary actions. It's going to go from here to about here, getting 4 people in a perfectly linear line. I'm going to need Boomcrash, Zumasu, Grovel, and Artemis to make dex saves. Yep. Oh no. Artemis failed. Grovel succeeded. Okay, so we know we know what has happened. Now let's damage. Okay, that is 26 damage. 26 to Boomcrash, half damage to Zumasu, so 13. Then half to Grovel, which is 13, and then full to Artemis, who is now at 5. Yeah, Artemis tumbles back onto his bottom and is screeching as his robes are starting to melt off of his body. Grovel like pushes some of the acid off of his body just in time. Same with you, Zamasu, blocking it with your shield. Boomcrash, unfortunately, was right in front of it and took the brunt of the assault. Okay, it is Juliana's turn. I don't know, man. You cast Ice Storm. Guys have been used to single one-off encounters this entire time. All right. You cast Grease, so that's going to be a Dex save, I think. Okay. You cast it underneath of the Kruthic Brood Queen's feet. She has several of them, and she starts like skidding a bit, and is covered in this like oily, slick substance now. But her 6 legs are able to maintain her balance. She succeeds on this saving throw. Um, okay, she's there. The area there is now greased. Uh, Ostrich, it is your turn. I don't know, man. Yeah, unfortunately, Ostrich doesn't have too much in the ways of this. This is not stone near you guys, so they can't transmute rock or mold earth. But keep in mind, they do have that counter strike if the Kruthic Queen ever hits anybody with an attack. That is going to miss, unfortunately. Another miss. Oof. Heavy armor really stymies Ostrich. Um, okay. It is Mao's turn. Okay. Did you make a stealth check for that already? Okay, well, it'll try. 'Cause why not? It's quite low wisdom, so we'll see. It is completely unawares. Oh, you're at least gonna do that. It's the least you can do is run up its back and try and attack it. Alright, I'm gonna have you make an acrobatics check to pull this off. Alright, you leap over the acid and climb onto its back, getting over the oil that is now beneath it. You start climbing up its back. It is screeching as it tries to claw at you with its several limbs, which can reach its back, so it is rather dangerous up here, but it has not been able to hit you yet. You can make an attack roll, and I'll give you advantage. So, a natural 20 with a sneak attack. This will be fun. Okay, that's so that is 29 damage. Pretty good. Take a hefty chunk out of the queen. Uh, you've stabbed her like right in one of her shoulder blades, and it very much hurts her. I'm gonna have. Well, actually, that's gonna be your turn, correct? Do you want to get off its back? Okay, it is Artemas's turn. Artemas is going to back up. They are going to try something non get hit. Yeah, no. Um, actually, that could be something. Uh, so he's gonna cast a cloud of daggers, which is going to fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, right at the Kruthic Queen's feet. Um, and the creatures just take damage when they start their turn there. Huh. Okay. Automatic damage. I didn't know that. Uh, so it's just a 5. Yeah, it's just a 5 foot cube right there. So I'll just do. Boop. Cool. Uh, okay. Once its turn comes around, well, that's actually going to take a legendary action during Artemas's end step, and it's going to try and get this creature off of its back. Actually, no, it used all its legendary actions with that acid spew. So it's actually Zimasu's turn. Then it's a death save. Oh yeah, you have the parry apt. So your wounds close instantly, but you are, not moving. It's this Kruthic's turn. It's going to attack Grovel, and it's in the range. It's in the range. It fails. It's going to take 17 damage. There's nothing to sniff at, but it is still alive. It is going to attack Grovel, and doesn't have pack tactics right now, so that doesn't do anything. Amon, it is your turn. Who's got 1d8 hit points? This guy. Oh yeah, because he was at 0, so you heal full. Max. Okay, it is Peggy's turn. Okay. Gotta control the ads. No hit. No hit. Alright. It is this thing's turn. It is in the aura, so let's roll for wisdom. This is probably the second time I've remembered this entire session. It fails. So roll 3d8, or 4d8 because it's an empowered one, I guess. So that's going to take 18 damage. And then it's going to launch an attack at Rizzo. Oh, then I... Oh, no, that still hits. She has 14. Well, it'll do it again. And Rizzo takes 17 piercing damage, which brings her down. I think the first hit brought her down if she was at 8 before. Okay, cool. Cool. Then now she is down. It is Grovel's turn. Grovel is going to hit this dude. So why not? And one hit. He needs to make a con save. DC 11. Okay, well, it takes 4 bludgeoning damage. Cool, good job, Grovel. Righto! Uh, the Kruthic Brood Queen's turn. She's going to start and attempt a wisdom save. She succeeds, so she takes half damage from the sphere of Amon's influence, and then she's just going to take an automatic 4d4 damage from the daggers that are constantly spinning around her bottom. She's going to take 13 damage, and half damage from the necrotic, which is 9. The Brood Queen is starting to take some wounds on. Cool. So now she'll proceed with her turn. Um, do do do. Let's make some attacks here. First she's gonna try to move, I guess, which does mean she needs to make a save. She succeeds. She's going to crawl this way, towards you guys. Yeah, she has 40-foot movement speed, so she can actually move up to here. So she's off the grease and off of the cloud of daggers, and Mao is on her back. Now it's time for a whirlwind of stabbies. Okay. She is going to do stabs on Amon. That is... Oh. Yeah. That is 8 piercing damage. Within 5 feet of the same target. Amon is being flanked, aka. It's going to do a second attack on Amon. Then it'll start spreading the rest around. Ooh. Well, nope, that's the wrong button, sorry. That's a slam attack. Slam looks a lot like stab when it's 11:30. Either way, that is a hit for 9 piercing damage. Now, one is going to go after Mao as it tries to get this thing off of her back. Okay, Mao, I believe you take 11 piercing damage if a 16 hits you. Okay, it's going to need to make a dex save. Either way, It fails. It rolled it. It was 3d10. But it's actually just going to automatically succeed at this saving throw, I think. You try and blast it with fire in rebuke, but it just spins you around, and the fire whooshes off partially into the air. She's going to take half damage, which is 11. And yes, from the piercing. And then she's going to do, that's 3 attacks she's made. She's going to attack Zumasu and then Boom Crash. 7 piercing damage to Zumasu. Then Boom Crash, you take 9. And then for her last trick, she is going to make an athletics check against you, Mao. So you need to try and negotiate your way out of this. She starts shifting and tries to slam you into the pool of acid below her by like rolling around like a dog. I said you can try it. She's going to make an athletics check. You can make an acrobatics or athletics check. Yeah, so you just barely are able to like leap off of her limbs from limb to limb, and as she slams down into the acid, you are able to evade it. You are still hanging on to her, if only by barely a small margin. Meanwhile, it is Rizzo's turn. Rizzo, you actually are able to identify that, much like the armored Kruthix. Oh, she's dead. Uh, well, never mind. Boom crash! It's your turn. Oh wait, Rizzo needs to make a death save. She doesn't have a parry apt, but Boom Crash, you can proceed with your turn while we're doing that. Okay, 1 success. If you move more than 10 feet away from it, yes. Yeah, Mao would get hit. I'm gonna warn you that Mao will still have to make a dex save against it. Okay. She has fire resistance, so yeah, it's probably gonna be exactly 9 damage if she succeeds. Okay, so she is going to make a dex save. I think she succeeded. I think Mouse succeeded as well. So let's do 8d6 and have it. Okay, not 18. Yep, so Mao is going to take 8, and the Brood Queen is going to take 15. She's at a very nice number right now. Okay, it is. Uh, we'll we'll see. Anywho, at the end of Boom Crash's turn, let's do some legend actions. Uh, do we want to do that? Yeah, that's fine. Uh, let's attack now. The Kruthic Brood Queen is going to take her tail and whip it up towards you, Mao. That's gonna hit you. I'm gonna need you to make a strength saving throw. Oh, yeah, Ostrich can. Ostrich needs to hit this. Ooh, Ostrich tries to fire upon the tail moving towards Mao. Look out, friends! And it just snaps upon her armor as the tail slams into Mao. And Mao, I'm going to need you to make a strength save. All right. Yeah. Let's put you 30 feet. Oops. Trying to zoom out. Oh. Yeah. Mao lands over there and lands in acid. Um, and yeah, Mao, you're gonna take one failed death save from the acid immediately. Okay, Juliana's turn. She does have Misty Step still. 30 foot though. Okay. So she can bonus action, Misty Step, move, and then item interaction, then use her action to feed Rizzo the potion. Got it? Right. Is this a maxed out potion, Boon Crash? It was in your bag. Superior. Okay. I just need to remind myself. So it's 8d4 plus 8. Uh, so that's 40 hit points, I believe. I think Rizzo's fully healed. Rizzo's max is 38, so that is true. Rizzo downs the potion and goes, "Oh, thank God I'm brilliant. Oh, thank the gods." And she gets back to her feet. Well, she's prone, but she is no longer dying. Ostrich, 'tis your turn. Okay, that is 6 piercing damage. And then another 6 piercing damage. Alright, you can hit now. They can try, but these things are somewhat intelligent, and there's like a lot of you. Yeah, it is not even listening. Alright, Mao, you take an automatic failed death save. You now have 2 of those. And now I'm going to have you roll. 1 success, 2 fails. And at the end of your turn, it's time for the Kruthic Queen to make another action. She's going to do a bite attack. Because why not? Let's bite Amon. Love you too. That will hit for 13 piercing damage, and then a con save. She lunges down. Ooh, and that unfortunate. Oh, that's a success because of the plus from Zumasu. Oh yeah, you do have advantage anyway. Okay, so yeah, your Warcaster training has made you able to concentrate on this spell. It only flickers for just a moment before you regain control. 'Tis Artemas's turn. Poor wimpy baby. What are you gonna do, baby? So I don't think he can move the cloud of daggers. Um, nope. Nope. I think it's a hallway thing. Um, okay. I guess it's time for. Probably has a ton of constitution, but I guess they will try. Hmm. We can try it. I mean, I'll need to read a lot of text. We can try it. Oh my God. Holy fucking shit. I don't want to do this. Maybe I'll look it up on another page. But he's casting Bigby's hand. Um, okay. I just need to remind myself the different options because I think it's a bullet list. Clenched fist, forceful hand. Um, okay, so he can change the effect every turn. He's gonna do a do do do. Let's do the clenched fist. Why not? Artemis creates this magical fist that manifests behind the Brood Queen, and it's like almost as large as it. This thing, as it like dangles its fingers a little bit, and then it grabs the queen. Um, well, it punches them. It's a clenched fist. I imagine clenching as a grab, but it clenches its fist and then punches. So he's gonna make a melee spell attack, which is I can just use one of his cantrip ones. Okay. He softly caresses the Kruthik Brood Queen with his fist, and he goes, "Oh, it normally doesn't do this, drat!" And he like is banging his like wand and just smacking it. That's not what I wanted you to do, you fool! And it misses, but it's there now. Zumasu, it is your turn. Yeah, it'll try. It does have a reaction. Oh, it doesn't hit. Also, I found a thing. Here we go. Perfect. We're in a giant phallus reference with a bunch of eggs and creepy parasites, and now this guy's caressing the thing with its hand, which is big and creepy. I'm gonna let you just pull her out and lay on hands in the same move. Just make an athletics check. It's a fairly easy one because you're a pretty strong fellow. Okay. Yep, you are able to pull Mao out and onto a nodule of safety, and then you lay on hands. Is that all the ones you had left? So you got minor healing potions. Got it. Okay. Is this Kruthik's turn? It is going to be in an aura. Thank you. Okay, it failed, so it will take 19 damage and perish. I said and perish. There it goes. Amon, it is spontaneously your turn. Ooh. Oh, the usual spirit. Okay. I'll get your spirit, Kerplonk. Aha! Here is your Kerplonk, sir. That is a miss. It attempts to resist and fails. It does not have all its hit points, so it takes 17 necrotic damage as you start to wither away at its body parts. You can see flesh sloughing off of its body. You shift a little to the right. Alright, it is Peggy's turn. Alrighty. Nope. No, it has 20. But she hits that one with a stunning 4 damage. Oof! Alright. This Kruthik is going to start its turn. So let's do another one of these. It fails its wisdom save against the Spirit Guardians. So it's going to take 3d8 damage. Deal that because it could kill it. Who knows? Or 4d8 because of the boost. It does not kill it. Still just barely alive. It is going to attack Rizzo and attack Juliana. No hits on Rizzo, 1 hit on Juliana for 5 piercing damage. Meanwhile, it is Grovel's turn. Grovel is gonna kind of whoop. He's gonna whack it, but I can't grab him anymore. There we go. He's just gonna move on to this nodule with his dual wielding weapons and just go clunk clunk. Get down and die, you bastard! Let this mission be over. Wanna go home? And with his pack tactics and all that, it's all fails. Very high rolls, but fails. And it is the Queen's turn once more. It is in the aura. It succeeds. Takes half, so 7. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. It is going to. Yeah, it's mostly just going to stab things. So, let's take a stab at Grovel. Yep, no more pack tactics. And that's going to be a miss. Let's do one at Amon. That's going to be a hit for 7 piercing. Then let's do one at Boom Crash. Yep, that's a hit. I had to scroll up. It is 8. And Amon succeeds at their Constitution save. And let's do one at Juliana, one at Rizzo. Okay, so those have the pack tactics. So that's going to be 10 to Juliana and extra damage to Rizzo, which is 11 total damage to Rizzo. But she was fully healed, so that's not actually a ton of damage for her. And then, yeah, I had to apply it, so you might not have been there or something. Okay, then for its last trick, it has one more attack. Uh, I've hit everyone. Let's just see randomly who it's gonna hit. 2, 3, 4. It's Amon. Nope, wrong roll, wrong roll. This is the roll. Okay, 7 piercing damage to Amon. There's a pixel. You succeeded at your con save, so that's good. Uh, okay, it's done. Rizzo's turn. That's a miss. Alright, it's Boom Crash turn. Rizzo is hunkering. Throwing a fireball bead. Alright. It has one more legendary save, so it's going to just choose to automatically succeed on this one, I think. Roll 8d6. Alright, a sizable average. It takes a small chunk of damage from it. Its armor has blocked most of the blow, but it is slowly getting harangued into submission. It is starting to move a lot slower, and blood is pouring out of its body. Uh, all right. Uh, so you're moving there. Okay. At the end of your turn, Boom Crash, it is going to take a legendary action, and it is going to spew a line of acid. But which way? I see 3 good cardinal directions. Let's do a d6. It's Amon's direction. It was either left, center, or right. Uh, yeah. It's going to spit it from, let's see, this is technically a corner. Yeah, that looks good. It'll spew it from Amon, Rizzo, and Boom Crash. It's a 5-foot wide line of acid. So, Amon, Boom Crash, Rizzo, Dex saving throws. So we got an 8 for Amon. We got a 15 for Rizzo. Yeah, everyone, I believe, has failed. Now, let's roll for damage, shall we? Let's do this together. Hey, it's kind of like the fireball. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, you guys all take 30 damage each of acid. Oh, he had the death ward. He did. I forgot about that until you said he's fine. And I was like, what? No! And I went, oh, yes. Okay, you spew the acid. It spews the acid over all of you, and you all fall. But Amon, his eyes just wide open. There is a unholy light emanating from it, and he rises back to his feet once more. Ooh, and the DC is 15. But you succeeded by one. Nice. Okay. Uh, okay, that's its legendary action. So it's Juliana's turn. That's fair. They tend to be conniving little fuckers. Oh, that'll hit. Yeah, 7 cold damage is enough to just kill it. Yeah, it goes in. Like it goes to snap at Rizzo with its teeth, but Juliana gives it the worst case of brain freeze. It collapses into a heap and shatters. She can try. That's going to be an athletics check. It's a little difficult for Juliana. Um, I'm going to say that she's unable to dislodge her from all of the eggs, which have been like moved around all over the place. She's kind of been half buried inside of them. Um, Ostrich, 'tis your turn. That's going to hit for 8 piercing. No. But one of them got a nice hit near its skull. It is looking quite weak. Mao, it is your turn. Are you up? Yeah, I mean, you have sneak attack if you short bow too, but it does not hit. That is true. Your scimitar is technically a better weapon, but either way, you go to launch an attack, but just as the arrow comes towards it, it knocks it away with one of its forelimbs and roars at you. Artemis goes, "This is my time," and he takes his hand and he whips it back and forth. He attempts to bitch slap the Kruthic Hive Queen. Yes, this is me. This is what I went to school for those hundreds of years. Oh my goodness! He deals 4d8 damage. 16 of those damages. The hand bitch slaps the queen, and there's like a slow, like a slow mo moment, and like action lines, and then like aura symbols coming out of it. And he proceeds to and he punches this thing into the dust, slapping it repeatedly with his backhand, forehand, until it comes to a crashing defeat in the acid amongst its burning eggs. The hand does a thumbs up and then a middle finger down towards the corpse, and then it disappears. We've done it! We've done it! We've finally done it! We've. And you guys hear like Kruthix starting to converge on you guys. We should get out of here. Everyone take inventory. Everyone get everybody up. Okay, it is your turn, and then it's Amon's turn. Amon, I think Rizzo is also down. All right. Rizzo regains 12 hit points. Now everybody is up. You guys decide it's best to make your leave. Uh, Boom Crash torches the remaining eggs. Do you probably drink a potion? Yeah. Okay. That is 40 hit points, I believe. Okay. Do you want to torch the eggs quickly? Because there is something in your inventory that might be able to do so. Yeah. You toss it at this heap that was where the Kruthic Queen emerged from, and it goes up in a blaze as the eggs burst into flames. Then you guys start running, leaping over the pools of acid and up towards the exit of the purple worm. As you guys make your escape, you can hear Kruthics swarming in the sidelines. Let's pick this up next time as we make our final rapid getaway through the purple worm known as Darganon. Oh, hopefully we survive to get out of here. Let's find out next week. Are you guys free on the 22nd? Potentially, yeah. My company is putting me in a not. They do say I have to go to work, but if I'm sick, I should stay home. Either way, uh, it seems like we can make it next time. So, we will all convene at 9 p.m. Eastern Time next week on Sunday, the 22nd. Thank you all for watching. Let's see if they can finally get out of this hellhole called the Underdark. Have a good one, everyone.